Hello, my name is Caitlin Walsh, and I'd like to tell you a bit about the art installation that myself and 6 others created. Our art installation is called How the Birds Got Their Colours, and it's our interpretation of the Indigenous story. As a group, we wanted to create a piece that effectively conveyed the meaning of the story, but still allowed for creative influence and inspiration. Art installations encourage different ways of knowing and seeing, and I believe that visual media gives spectators a chance to see things from a different perspective. The idea of telling this story through an arts medium was developed through our interest in incorporating Indigenous perspectives into our piece. I feel that through our studies at ACU, there's been such a strong focus not only on interdisciplinary learning, but also on inclusive practices through Indigenous Australian education. And it was through this that we decided that Indigenous culture would be our overarching idea. The Ausvals curriculum asked students to respond to texts drawn from a range of cultures and respond to the use of rhythms and sound patterns in stories from Indigenous Australian culture. The curriculum also highlights the importance of allowing students to explore the interconnectedness of country and place, of people, identity and culture. It was through these curriculum connections that we decided that the most effective way to incorporate these curriculum standards was to create an installation that told a traditional Indigenous Australian story through various arts mediums. The Australian curriculum points out that the arts not only encourages the development of skills and the exploration of technologies, but it also nurtures cultural understanding, invention, new perspectives, and strong links to the Indigenous cultures of Australia. The 8 ways of Aboriginal learning really highlight the effectiveness of using story sharing, land links, and non-verbal communication to aid learning, and I think this is shown through our installation. It's inclusive of these forms of learning through reinterpreting the stories of how the birds got their colours, making connections with the geographical space in which the story takes place, and using non-verbal art forms such as dance and visual arts and music to help tell the story. According to Rob Barnes, cross-curricular links in education promotes a more well-rounded and holistic learning experience for students. He does, however, place an emphasis on the fact that teachers must ensure that there are shared links and transferable processes between 2 subject areas. So this is why our group places such a strong focus not only on connecting our overarching idea to the arts, but also ensuring that the links between our discipline-based learning domains and the arts were both meaningful and relevant to students. People often view ICT and art as discrete and removed subject areas, whereas this installation proves otherwise. ICT should be seen as a creative tool which allows for various forms of communication and expression. This media arts piece provides links between traditional, contemporary and cross-curricular art experiences and uses visual and auditory impacts such as colour and movement, sounds, angles, pace and time. So my interdisciplinary focus for this installation was media arts and geography. Of course, given our overarching idea, I also wanted to include an Indigenous Australian flavour that went well with our interpretation of how the birds got their colours. The geography domain of Ausvals requires students to consider the ways in which Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people respect, care for and represent the land, as well as looking to the aspects of local environment and the protection of local vegetation. It's through this, these learning foci that I was inspired to use media arts to represent our natural environment from the perspective of a bird. So the use of camera angles and movement create the illusion of a bird flying through the sky. As a group, we felt this served as a good introduction to our story and allowed the spectator to view the story from a different perspective. The media arts aspect of this piece aptly reflects the natural flow of the land and incorporates vision of native plants and natural sounds that make up our Australian environment. Media arts has a great impact on the modes of vision. The nature of viewing artwork has changed through the introduction of media technologies to the world of art installations. Through media arts, we can manipulate the way in which we wish the spectator to view the artwork. So use of camera angles, movement and sound redefines the ways in which pieces such as these are visualised. The use of native Australian bird noises through the introduction of this video creates a feeling of actually being in the setting, or to an extent being the bird itself. Music and sound have the ability to evoke feelings and memories and reactions, as well as making links between the installation and the actual meaning behind it. I view art installation processes combined with the cross-curricular links as a form of constructivist teaching. Through allowing students to create these sorts of art pieces, students are able to construct their learning themselves rather than acquiring it through teacher mediation. The exploration, creativity, inquiry and flexibility of this form of learning enables students to better demonstrate their knowledge and enjoy a more fulfilled and creative learning journey. So that's what we've tried to portray through our art installation, and we really hope that you enjoyed it.